Hey, greetings everyone. Glenn Kellaway from the basement. It is Saturday morning, start of another weekend. I hit the thrift stores yesterday. The closest thrift store to us is called Value Village, and it's in Belleville, Ontario. Through December, there was absolutely nothing there in terms of CDs. The records always suck. Um, the shelves were almost empty. It was really depressing because I always find something, but there was nothing. And I talked to my nephew Jack, who goes to other Value Village. He said the same thing. It seemed like maybe they just weren't stocking their shelves through the Christmas season or something. So I decided to go yesterday. The CD shelves were full. I found 6 CDs and a book. So I wanted to talk to you about my thrift store finds. First of all, Bob Dylan wrote this book, Chronicles, Volume 1. I bought it as soon as it came out and read it, loved it. It's really a really cool book. I love the style it's written in. Fantastic book by Bob. And I somewhere along the line, whether I lent it to somebody, got rid of it, I don't know what happened to it, but I lost my copy of it and I always wanted it back. So I found it at the thrift store yesterday for $5. I'm good. Chronicles, got it back. I'm probably going to reread it. So if you've never read this book, it's really cool. Next, CDs. Now, some of these you might not be interested. Some of them are more up my alley than yours, maybe. But there are a few good ones. And the gem I found, I have never seen this before. I don't know if you're a fan of Linda Ronstadt, Emmylou Harris. I know I didn't realize they did shows together as the two of them. I know they had the trio with Dolly Parton, and I've never seen anything like this before. Emmylou Harris and Linda Ronstadt, Girls' Night Out, classic 1999 broadcast recording, completely remastered, 2 CD set. I freaked out when I saw this for a couple of bucks. Are you kidding me? I've only had a chance to listen to a couple of songs on the way home in the car, but they do Jackson Browne's great song For a Dancer, which is on Late for the Sky, I believe. They do Icy Blue Heart, which is a great John Hyatt song. They do It Doesn't Matter Anymore. Paul Anka, wrote that, which is also on a Linda Ronstadt album, I believe. Blue Bayou, which is also a big hit for Linda, written by Roy Orbison. They do Get Up John, which is a bluegrass song by Bill Monroe. Next, what else is on here? Sisters of Mercy, Leonard Cohen. Heart Like a Wheel, which is a song that Linda had, one of her album titles. Wheels, which is a Chris Hillman, Graham Parsons song. Rose of Cimarron, Neil Young, Poncho and Lefty, Townes Van Zandt. I mean, just a ton of stuff on here. It's pretty cool. I couldn't believe I've never seen this before. That was the treasure I found yesterday. Next, what else? Warren Zevon. I just talked about Warren Zevon in my last video where I was ranking the albums turning 49 this year, and Warren's debut album was on that list. And 2 albums that he released, Warren passed away of cancer, and he was diagnosed he was terminally ill and made an album called The Wind. I never bought this album because it always made me sad. And the last song's called Keep Me in Your Heart, which is so poignant. But this album, from what I understand, I'm really not that familiar with it. He has guest artists on all the songs, I believe. And I'm looking in here to see who plays on it. Here we go. Rundown. So the first track has Ry Cooder on it, and Billy Bob Thornton, Dwight Yoakam. The second track has Bruce Springsteen, Jim Keltner. The third track's Knocking on Heaven's Door with Tommy Shaw. Numb as a Statue, track 4 with David Lindley. The next track has Don Henley on it and Timothy B. Schmidt. The next track has Ry Cooder, David Lindley, Bruce Springsteen, Jackson Browne, T-Bone Burnett. Who else is on here? Mike Campbell, Tom Petty, Emmylou Harris, Joe Walsh. Pretty cool, the people that came out to support Warren on the last days. So interesting. And then another Warren Zevon CD, which I've never heard before. Life Will Kill Ya. It certainly will. So I have no idea about this one either, but people really have a lot of respect for this man, and I'm just wondering who's on this album. Anybody interesting? No, I don't see it. Just looks like a band, a regular band. But anyway, 2 Warren Zevon albums to check out. Next, let's do some of the ones you might not be interested in, a couple, and then the last one you'll probably dig. So there was a series that was, I think, I don't even know what musicians were on it. Bluegrass musicians. I get the feeling they were just Nashville session musicians. They did a series called Pickin' On, where they take classic rock bands, rock songs, and they put them in a bluegrass genre style music. And there were some actual pretty cool ones. I remember a Metallica one that was actually really good. But anyway, here's the fantastic Pickin' On series, Bluegrass Sampler. Now, here's the songs that they sample here in bluegrass style. Paint It Black, Paperback Rider, Wish You Were Here, Born to Run, Dire Maker, That Smell, Purple Haze, Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, Rift, which is a Fish song, I think. I don't even know that song. Casey Jones, Grateful Dead, Trippin' Billies, which is Dave Matthews, and Hotel California. So let's see what this is going to be like. One more bluegrass one, and then I'll show you a cool one that you'll probably like. Bill Monroe, the father of bluegrass music. I've got some bluegrass Bill Monroe albums and a really nice anthology that has pretty much everything I needed. And I saw this, Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys, and I pulled it out, and I thought, if this is another comp, I don't really need it. But it's all live recordings from 1956 to 1969. So I'm dying to hear this. This should be really interesting. So Bill Monroe, father of bluegrass. Last but not least, the Rolling Stones. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rolling Stones. Flashpoint. This is a live album. 89-90 Steel Wheels Tour. Might be okay. I don't have much from the Stones back in those days, but you know, they still had Charlie Watts and Bill Wyman in the band, and Chuck Leavell and Bobby Keys joined them. Eric Clapton guests on a song. I like the track listing. Some of the stuff from the Steel Wheels, Continental Drift. Then they do Start Me Up, Sad, 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 Miss You. Ruby Tuesday's on here. You can't always get what you want. Factory Girl. Little Red Rooster. Sympathy for the Devil, Brown Sugar, Jumpin' Jack Flash, I Can't Get No Satisfaction. And 2 songs called High Wire and Sex Drive, which I have no idea what it was about. This is remastered by Bob Ludwig at Gateway Mastering Studios, so I'm expecting this to sound good. Rolling Stones Flashpoint. That was it. I thought I did really well, so I'm pretty excited to sit here on a Saturday and listen to some tunes. Hope everyone has a great weekend. We will be back. Take care.